it's through traveling. It's how people have gone abroad, talked to people, and made their experiences more real, more human. So people are more than a number. It's voluntourism. It's the opportunity for kids in high school to go see developing countries or developed countries and establish real person-to-person connection. And it's international employment. And we're not just talking about soldiers, which was the primary mechanism that people were employed abroad previously, before sort of this paradigm that I'm talking about. So the second reason is our ability to compare, that I think is totally new. So people like Paul Farmer are going to Haiti, or going to Rwanda, going to Russian prisons, and they're bringing back stories and anecdotes that really sink in and make sense to us. In addition, we're seeing, this new generation of global citizens is seeing people on the ground, seeing their experiences. And finally, something we've never had before, we have the ability to statistically and empirically compare the way we live with other people. We can look at things like access to water, access to education, access to adequate nutrition. And all these things sort of highlight inequity that exists. The last thing I'm going to say is a little bit more out there and ephemeral. It's purpose. I think our generation is sort of a wandering generation. It's one that doesn't necessarily hasn't found a purpose yet. And so we're striving for it. And I'm going to make the case that global citizenship is that purpose that for a lot of us. Not for everybody, but the idea of serving people abroad is sort of capturing that need. So I think it's a very human thing to want to be part of something bigger than yourself. And what I mean by that is the idea of what religion fills at a human level, what nationalism fills. It's sort of encouragement for deep-seated inadequacy that we might have. When you're part of something bigger, you feel like you've made an impact, even though it's so hard to do that individually. So that said, I'm making the case that global citizenship is, in that sense, pretty insincere, right? It's not reciprocal, it's asymmetrical. Because the people that you're identifying with as a global citizen don't consider themselves global citizens. And finally, I'm going to say it's largely selfish. It's largely self-serving. But I want you to consider for a moment, of the people that you've been in a relationship with, how many of the first experiences when you met them could be described as insincere, asymmetric, and selfish? Probably a lot. So, my point is that global citizenship, international development work, all these things, they're beautiful because they fill the exact same human emotional void that greater, more dangerous things have filled in the past. And that what really matters isn't necessarily the reason that you're getting involved with that sort of work and that sort of identity, but the product that comes out of it. What really matters is the fact that people who are committed to global citizenship are actually changing the lives of the people that they're talking to. So I encourage you, if you're feeling directionless, insecure, misguided, or lonely, build a clean water system. Someone's going to appreciate it. Thank you.